the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're bringing you the Chicago Bulls out at United Center as they'll face off against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And tonight, we get to see one of the faces of the NBA, Blake Griffin. He's battled a number of injuries, but Kenny, he's still one of the league's better power forwards.
He gives you a lot of things, Ernie, and I really believe if he didn't get injured early on, he would have been higher in the MVP voting last year. Terrific passer, tries to improve his range every season, now shooting threes.
Kenny, what are you talking about? Everybody gets injured. Let's just talk about how he adds a physical presence. You know, it's too bad him and Chris Paul could never reach the finals together.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that.
Me either.
You don't want to argue.
That does it for us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Knock you out.
Mama said.
Nightfall in the Windy City with the Willis Tower and the rest of downtown Chicago lighting up the sky. It's Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. We've got the excitement of the NBA for you tonight. With David Aldridge on our sideline and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls. And the news here, Lauri Markkanen won't play, the injury keeping him out.
Yeah, and as bad as it turned out to be, it tells you a little bit about his toughness, that when they took him to the locker room after he got hurt, he wanted to come back out and get back on the court.
He's the definition of a gamer. He doesn't want anything to slow him down, even an injury like that.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Thanks very much. Andre Drummond is the most prolific rebounder in the league. He said, every time I see a shot go up, it's like a pass to me. Guys focus on points and getting assists. My goal is to go out and get 20 rebounds a night. Kevin?
He definitely is tough to handle in there, David. Thanks so much. Steve, both teams tonight love to run the offense through the post. Great dynamic, if you can make it work, that is.
Yeah, it's not bad if you still have an old-school back-to-the-basket guy that can score on the block. But what I love now, it's not a lot of standing. Back when I played, you still see teams cutting, setting screens, and a lot of backdoor cuts where guys get some easy layups when you play out the post right now. Just a lot more movement.
It's the Pistons to start out. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and there's Jackson, and it's Galloway in at the 2. And Blake Griffin draws a lot of fouls from the defense. And you look at his percentage, Steve, at the line, he's turned a weakness certainly into a strength.
It's been a reflection of his work ethic. Year after year, we've seen him make steady improvement at the line.
A free throw drops for Griffin.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
Siva can't get it to go. Poked away. To the inside. And AI with the stuff.
You put it anywhere that AI could get it, he's going to catch it and throw it down.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now, here's Bullock. Here's Galloway. 6 on the shot clock. Lopez with the steal. Parker drives in, shoots over Griffin. That one wide left. And Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in a season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Here's Siva after the made shot from Andre Drummond. And it's done in the corner. Lopez a screen. 6 to shoot. Here's AI. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. AI's got his second bucket of the night.
Having a good, efficient start to this game offensively. Let's see if he can keep it going.
They set the screen. Picked by Griffin. Here's Galloway. 11 points for him in that last game against Brooklyn. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
The Bulls have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The pass to Levine. Back to Dunn. Over Jackson. The Bulls keep it alive. Siva's shot is good. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. One thing the Bulls did a great job of last year, Steve, moving the basketball.
They also had pace and space. They ran at every opportunity. The guys were very unselfish. Despite all the losses, the Bulls were a fun team to watch.
Levine can't hit. Now the Pistons with it. Bullock kicks to Griffin. And he makes that one. Griffin's got 6.
Blake got out and ran in transition.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Portis comes in for Jabari Parker. Valentine's checked in for Levine. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Dunn. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Luer comes in for Blake Griffin. Robinson's checked in for Langston Galloway. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And for a man the size of Drummond to move and accelerate, Steve, the way he does, the focus has to be on keeping him healthy.
You know what, Kevin? He's been remarkably durable. Played 81-plus games in 4 out of the last 6 seasons. Last year, dropped 30 pounds. He's staying lean and mean.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. And for critical calls, we've seen video review used over the last few seasons. Would you like to, Steve, see more or less of that going forward?
I would say less, and the reason why I think it's taken away from the game, the floor to gain the momentum. I would love to see, kind of like football, we go to a challenge system down the stretch, whether it's 1 or 2 challenges a half, and then after that, if you run out of challenges, you just got to go with what the referee called. Some plays I would love to see reviewable, like whether you stepped on the line, out of bounds, or 2 or 3 for 3-pointers, or goaltending. Other than that, I would love to go to a challenge system.
Excellent idea. 1:16 left in the first quarter of the game. Smith, the pass to Luer. It's Robinson, top of the key. Back to Luer. There's the triple. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And if he can hit that shot, it spreads the defense out and really changes the complexion of the game.
Opens up opportunities for everyone, makes the offense its most dynamic.
Now, here's AI. In the game against Philadelphia, very impressive. Bullock passes to Pachulia. Out to Smith. 34 seconds left here in the first quarter. And it's Bullock in the corner. Misses the 3. Bulls had gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Here's AI. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Pass to Bullock. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so here is Chicago. Here's AI, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
You know, this is the discipline you need to play with.
Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she breaks herself off daily. You know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Drummond's checked in for Pachulia. Griffin comes in for John Lewis. Langston Galloway's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Jackson in for Smith.
It's amazing. He is on fire here in the second period after going scoreless in the first.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit. But the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And that soft touch of Lopez makes things easy for him down there.
Pass to Galloway. Over to the wing. Outside for Griffin. Drummond a screen. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Lopez with the steal. Passes to Siva. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. 14 points for AI.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. It didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
That's what happens when nothing goes your way. You start to lose focus, and it makes matters worse.
Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. Levine passes to Portis. Levine kicks to Siva. Portis the screen. Shot clock at 5. Stolen by Jackson. There's the pass to Galloway. He drains the quick shot. Galloway's got his first points in this one.
Here's where Galloway excels. Better off the catch than initiating.
It's AI on the wing. Guarded by Robinson. AI outside. Shot clock at 6. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, everyone gets to this level in a different way. But AI's journey was really different. From China to the G League to here. Unbelievable.
Free throw good, AI. Valentine's checked in for Dunn. Then for the Pistons, Reggie Bullock comes in for Robinson. And it's Ish Smith in for Langston Galloway. Jackson against Levine. Smith outside. Parker against Griffin. Back to Smith. From 18 feet away, that one's not going to go. And so it's Chicago, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Fred Hoiberg. Coach, your team set the tone defensively in that first half. What stood out to you most at that end of the floor?
just overall activity. We had active hands. We got a lot of deflections that led to some run-out easy baskets for us.
Coach, we'll see if they still have that energy in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Head coach of Detroit is Dwayne Casey. They're lucky he was available. He guided the Raptors to a franchise best 59 wins last season, and he was the coach of the year.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, the athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Galloway in at the shooting guard. And it goes to show you that any coach can get fired. Casey, one of the most successful, highly regarded coaches in the league, and Smitty still got let go.
If you learn about all he's overcome, all the tough jobs he's worked in the past, you knew he'd take it on the chin and keep on trucking.
And you got to give A-High respect from playing in China, then to the G League, and now he's here. And his story is far from over.
Knocks it loose, and that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for the Pistons.
And despite the deficit, their front line has battled and provided a sizable majority of their offense. They are holding up their end. They just need that backcourt to step up.
Griffin's shot is off.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Siva can't get it to go. Pistons trailed by 11. To the paint, here's Galloway. Griffin trying to get open. Galloway with the bucket.
Langston Galloway maneuvering himself around the painted area.
AI, the screen. Dunn passes to AI. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Lopez outside. Levine inside the three-point line. He can't get that one to fall. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus. But they held each other accountable and played hard.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as a franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game. Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. AI really making a difference here.
The man has been relentless scoring inside, attacking the rim every chance he gets. There's defense.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Felicios checked in for Lopez. Carter comes in for Jabari Parker. Justin Holiday's checked in for Levine. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Dunn. Then for the Pistons, Pachulia. He's checked in for Drummond. Lure comes in for Blake Griffin. And Smith subbed in for Langston Galloway. From deep. Carter pulls it in.
And he's got the ability, but the question is that really the best shot you can get?
Certainly not the high percentage look, but we don't know what the game plan is calling for. That might be it.
Smith outside. He kicks to Bullock. Picked by Pachulia. Lets a floater go. Fresh 24 for the Pistons. Smith the pass to Lure. Carter pulls it in. The Bulls leading by 12. Outside Holiday. Another 3 for Chicago.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
It's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Steve, I know in calling your games, you were known to be such a smooth athlete. You were graceful. Great Alon on the floor. Who are some of the smoothest players that you watched today?
I think Kevin Durant, his game,
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Detroit, no good that time either. Well, Chicago's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. AI is out there with Jabari Parker. And it's Lopez in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Stolen by AI. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
The Detroit Pistons hoping for continued development from their young players. Recent season, some pretty high draft picks. They need those guys to make an impact.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Detroit.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw, no good for AI. Well, the Pistons' recent draft history is subject to some criticism.
Yeah, even when they've drafted some good players like Dinwiddie or Middleton, they've traded them away. Finding value in the draft and then developing it is a huge part of NBA success.
The first one falls.
And not too long ago, Reggie Jackson signed a 5-year, $80 million deal. A lot of pressure on him to earn that money.
So he hits one of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And for their matchup with the Nets, even though they should get the win, I would expect it to be a bit of a battle. Just because they are favored doesn't mean it's an automatic W.
Outside, Levine. Kicks it to Siva. Poked loose. Parker outside. 5 to shoot. Back to AI. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Pass to Dunn. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Wasted no time on that one. And that's now 29 points for AI.
That's the value of AI's versatility. You can initiate the offense through him, and you can have him finish off the catch.
That is good. And the Bulls' lead is cut down to 12 points on that basket from Blake Griffin. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
Ripping through the lane, AI does a great job of getting to the rim, then making a statement.
Pistons trail by 14. Down low, Griffin. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 14 points for Blake Griffin. The Bulls have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Lopez passes to Siva, and the jam by AI.
Great look there from Robin Lopez. Rare to see a big man with that kind of playmaking ability.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're trailing by 14. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, AI.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Now, here's AI. He's guarded closely. And AI with the stuff.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bulls.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
The one player that really stands out, of course. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.